Hello there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Hopefully this will be the restart slash resurrection or whatever you really want to call it. But of course, as everyone knows right now, there's a lot still going on with the whole COVID thing. Just trying to keep everyone safe out there. I hope everyone's doing the same. And that we're all good. So I have recently moved within the last year again. So the last video I would have posted would have actually been, I think, 2 years ago. Ouch, pretty bad, I know. So, as you can see, I do have a pegboard wall. This is just going to be a quick little update slash informational video, as far as I'm going to call it. Some things I've been up to, some things I've been doing, some things you guys have not seen before. Surprising. But to start, again, pegboard wall, you can kind of see everything that's on it. I'm working on a camera location that's going to be up a little bit higher, but yeah, so again, with the move and everything, hopefully we'll be able to get everything 100% where it needs to be. My workbench is directly below, so hopefully I can get a downward angle like I used to be able to do, not necessarily like a mod-along video, but like internal shots, opening, unboxings, that kind of stuff. I want to get back into all that, as well as reviews. I will be able to put up my normal backdrop like I used to have, and everything will be perfectly fine and good to go. So, pegboard, might as well go over that for a little bit. I only have a few things on here right now. It actually looks pretty full, but there's more. There's always more. Things you can't see is my tactical gray Raven with a carbon fiber wrapped battery door. This was a normal green Raven. Didn't really work anyway, but that is wired up to a 2S LiPo. It has orange casted parts from Black Steel Props, last parts that I could physically acquire. Pretty happy with that. It is running a, woo, can barely see in there. I have to open the door, aren't I? We are running smooth Blaster Parts wheels, I believe with Michelle 2.0s in a 42 crush cage, 42.5. And this is just gray vinyl dye with blue Citadel paint. I'm actually running out of my Citadel. You can actually see that came out really good. And a gloss clear coat because I want something a little bit more glossy to set off the kind of semi-gloss of these parts. I don't know if that does it justice or not, but you can see a nice silver detailing down there as well. And I have that hanging up too next to my Stinger Raven over here, because I feel like that definitely needed to be out. Right now this is sitting in front of it because I'm still waiting on a barrel and a pretty cool sight that's going to make it all kind of wrap together. I have a few hammer shots, my Stargazer, I believe that was in a mods video. I did this a little while ago with the metal Blaster Parts kit. I think that's who makes it. It's actually getting a little corroded. I gotta take some time and clean that off. Behind that, which you can see, half see, is my Elite Caliburn. Had this printed back before Captain Slug gave the, or sold the rights to Worker. I believe that's what happened, or it's a collaboration. So that is a pretty cool thing there. I will be doing some upgrades to it, getting the other styles stock. The different front end that just has a pinpoint sight on it, and a white front grip. And then up from that, I have a Mass Effect themed Recon Mark II. Nothing special with the Recon Mark II. This little plastic slide is actually the cover that comes with the Caliburn to prime on the bottom. So that just slides on and off, but I think it gave a nice little look there. One of my favorite video games, so I always want to have that up. Directly up from that, what you can see is a yellow Alpha Trooper, and then a blue, and then an orange. That's my current Alpha Trooper collection. Still waiting to get the 2 new ones, but we'll take it there one step at a time. Behind that, you can see just 2 stocks randomly hanging. Nothing too special with those, except for the fact that I just have 2 random Worker stocks hanging around. And now, to the Strife collection. So let me grab these real quick. Alright here, so we will start with the oldest Strife mod here. I did grab only 3, because I think personally they're the 3 most relevant. This is Zephyr. I originally did a loadout video with Zephyr, and she is a 180 blade strife. Before we had 3D printed flywheel cages and aftermarket flywheels, this was just what you did. You put 180 motors in a normal strife and you might hit 100 feet per second. And then she had some upgrades over the years. A Black Steel Props magwell was the first big addition. This front cover is completely made, same with the front cover that covers up the teeth. Then just recently on a live stream I did over on Instagram, I put in a 3D printed rev trigger, a metal firing trigger, and a leftover 3D printed worker mag release to kind of bring the whole thing together. And just so it's nice to hold on to. It's a good piece of nerfing history, and I just like to have it. Of course, that was in my 2016 to 2017 loadout colors, which was Inferno Red and just the vinyl dye black. So moving on from that is just a generic blue strife. I do still have one. I do keep it up on my wall because it is nice to have just in the back, in the front, wherever I want to put it. So pretty cool. Some people can still find these. This one, I believe, yeah, completely stock. This was part of my mission kit strife that comes with the stockade stock and the Retaliator front end. So that was pretty cool, but I just wanted to put that separate. And then just recently, during when all this COVID stuff and quarantine started happening, I decided to sit down and build my upgrade to Zephyr, being the fact that I wanted an expanded battery door, which she normally has on her, and an extended motor cover, and a magwell, and some pretty good internals to go along with it. Now, a while ago, I had built a epic, I called it epic, a epic rapid strike build, which you can actually still find on my channel as my featured video. This has that flywheel cage. That is a red artifact cage. Of course, this does have a voltmeter, which is to the battery door, or sorry, jam door. The magwell is just friction fit instead of glue, which is nice with this, doesn't fall off. This was a tan vinyl dye with green engine enamel, and then the parts are in a very sparkly glossy black, of course with all the gloss clear coat, making this thing hit around 130, 135 FPS, which is really good running. I think this is actually running on Rhinos. Yep, this is running on Rhinos with, can't really tell at the moment. Those are black Cyclone wheels. Yes, non-serrated. So black Cyclone wheels, and of course the Foam Blast and Bubble style triggers, and just to the normal firing trigger. Did paint the mag as well because I think that looks pretty cool to have the same kind of gloss on, and of course the shine. So that's these three stripes, or really just two. Let me grab a few more and we'll wrap this one up. Alright, and here we are back, and this is just looks like another painted strife, and that is what it is. But this is from a good friend over on Instagram, one of my friends, Neo. We talk back and forth all the time, and he sent me this strife in a unboxing video that I also did on my channel, which isn't that far back, but was a few years ago now. And I pretty much took this one up real quick. This was also featured in a mods video, just as an empty shell with a flywheel cage. But since then, we have put it's always nice to tell, another pair of blue smooth blaster parts wheels. This is probably running Michelle 2.0s. It's my guess. I don't really know at this point. With the same trigger setup. And it's just a cool, nice little mod, of course, with a orange Black Steel Props magwell. These are becoming harder and harder to find. As I was doing this build, of course, he did stop doing his shop. So this was just a cool little, kind of like a fan build kind of thing, where I was just sent a shell painted, and I wanted to turn it into something pretty cool that's actually usable. So then moving on from there, which was featured in my last video, was the worker swordfish, and it is still not done. I don't know when it will be done. I need a flywheel cage and to find the batteries that fit in the battery the battery door. But the kit is installed. You can see the pusher, both switches, the switch up top there, all ready to go. Honestly, just got to figure out how to wire it, and I put a nice clear foregrip on here. That way we'll be good to go. Ideas for it, it's going to have a clear vector kit and a clear worker stock, and honestly, I don't really know where to go from there. I'm still trying to figure out what to actually put in here. Want it to be special, but I'm thinking one of those clear cages might look pretty cool, but we will see where that goes. But last for our flywheel strifes, which is pretty much all we've seen, is a really beat up blue strife with a purple thumb screw and a modulus battery door. This is a very special strife. Again, this was built a while ago when I still lived at my last residence, but really nice. I got this strife in a deal off of eBay, but this has a very good group of parts. This is a purple shimmer or galaxy cast for all the parts except for the battery door, or battery door for the jam door. We have trigger, both bottom triggers, both lanyard spots, or whatever you want to call them, and then the front barrel, which also came to me from Neo over there on Instagram as well as the magwell, another Black Steel Props magwell. This one was actually broken. You can actually see my mark right there where I actually had to glue it, epoxy it, and then repaint. But this one's really cool. It's one of his pre-mainstream production builds, I believe. And inside, of course, we do have another voltmeter hooked up to a external blue switch there, kind of blend it all in. And this has my Nix cage with Fang revamps. So cool little build. Again, shoots around that 130, 140 range. Nothing super crazy, but just a really cool build. And these three parts, as well as a little nub up here, came from a modulus drive, which I was originally going to install a full auto kit on, but unfortunately did not make it. So they were super easy to get in here. And it's a nice little holsterable build. Of course, does have a full rewire here with all the good things cut out that it needs for clearance. And that is the most of my flywheel blasters that you may or may not have seen before, depending on when you started watching the channel. Again, Zephyr's been around for a while. My Neo Strife has also been around for around 3 years at this point. I think is when I first opened that package. And then, of course, the original Blue Strife, always nice to have around. And then my Nix build, or that's what I'm just going to call it, and my Borderline COVID build. Two pretty cool builds. The Raven was also built right around that COVID range too. So, in the next video, we are going to go over more of my springers that I have up on the wall, because there are still quite a bit. And we're going to break it up into 2 videos. That way I will actually be able to upload something tomorrow. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Little bit of a weird video. We're going to get back into the jive of things. And thank you very much for watching. And like I always say, peace out, bros. I'll see you later.